Good morning. So I'm coming to you from my kitchen today. This is where the magic happens. I am not glamorous, don't have any makeup on, and I'm in my house clothes, so excuse that. I just wanted to do this video today to make you aware of how I started my lifestyle. So it wasn't easy, and like I said, when I got my diagnosis, it was sort of devastating for me, but it also pushed me to find what I needed to do, research what I needed to research, and get myself off of that list of being pre-diabetic. And I was not going to claim it, and it wasn't going to get me down. So when I got home, the first thing I did was threw everything out in my house that was considered a carb or sugar. And the only thing I ended up having in the house was bacon. And after 2 days, I realized that if I keep eating only bacon, I was going to die. So it also forced me to say, okay, what things and what tools do I need to get this journey and lifestyle started? And I started to realize as I researched and started looking for things that I was going to purchase and have in my household permanently, that the market is there for low carb and low sugar items. You go to Walmart, you go to Publix, you go to all these places. There are items there. You just have to look for them. And it was amazing to me because I never really realized that they were there before because, of course, I wasn't looking for them. So what items you say was I looking for, or you need? Anything you need that has a sugar content in it or is considered something that you use daily. Now the manufacturers are noticing that, you know what, there are a lot of people that are straying away from things that have a lot of carbs in them and have a lot of sugars in them. So now to keep their customer base, they have to start to fix their items to basically fit our needs. So if you like certain items, peanut butter, so to say, ketchup, like I did, there are lower carb and lower sugar products. So I have a few things here that I can show you that I do keep in my household, or my husband uses because he, for whatever reason, just needs to have certain items, bread items, things that, of course, we try to stray away from. But with a lifestyle, and if you notice, I don't call it a diet. A diet is something that's temporary to me. You do it for a short period of time, maybe to fit into a dress, to go to a function that you have. For me, a lifestyle means this is how I'm going to live going forward, and I need to be able to maintain this. It needs to be sustainable, something that is just not a fad to fit into my jeans, to fit into a dress for a party. This is how I'm going to live. So there are items that we keep in our household that, again, are just staples, things that we use every day, or we know that we can't usually eat them or use them in a regular lifestyle. So things like sugar, things like ketchup. So there is a reduced sugar version. And of course, you may have never noticed it before because you probably weren't looking for it. And it's Heinz. There's things like peanut butter. So we use the natural creamy Jiffy. And I want to also teach you on how to know if something that you have has a lower carb or sugar content to it. These my husband absolutely loves. I like them too. This is not the only brand. There are a lot of different brands that come in low carb, and those are tortillas. So if you notice on the back of every item, there is going to be a total carb and a fiber number. So for you to or know how many carbs is in that item, you should subtract the total carbs from the fiber, or the fiber from the total carbs. I said that backwards. So you should subtract the fiber from the carbs, and that will give you the number of carbs that's in that item. My lifestyle, I like to keep my carbs low. If I can keep them in single numbers, I keep them in single numbers. If I go in double digit numbers, I try not to go too high into double digits. So maybe as high as maybe 15. Some people, if you're good at carb counting for everything that you do, I'm not good at carb counting, calorie counting. If you're good at doing that, once you start out, try to see how many carbs you're doing on a regular basis in your regular way that you eat. If anything that you eat, if it has a label on it and you're able to calculate, write those numbers down. Remember that there's serving size as well, so account for the serving size, write those numbers down, and you'll see how many carbs you're getting in those items. So what really happens is, and what I noticed when I did that calculation for myself, I put down everything I ate, everything I drank, and kind of kept a total running journal of it for a week, and realized that I was really overloading my system with carbs and sugars. Now, sugars take about, from what I understand, about 3 to 4 days to exit your system. And everything that you eat is broken down pretty much into, if it's a carb, a sugar, a protein. So your body kind of identifies and defines what everything is that you eat. Carbs and sugars. Carbs will break down into sugars. They're all considered the same thing. So what I was realizing is that I was overloading my system. My system didn't have a chance to take in what I ate, process it, put it where it was supposed to put it, and get rid of whatever it needed to get rid of it. You just overload your system. Your system can't handle it, and your system starts to shut down. And that's basically what diabetes is. Your system is telling you that, look, you're giving me too much to work with here, and I can't do it, and I won't do it. And your system just says, and I'm not going to do it. You need to find help from medication to help you deal with all the stuff that you're eating. That's what diabetes is. And we don't want our system to shut down and stop working the way that it's supposed to. We want it to work, so we need to help it. And the way we do that is by eating less of those things that it can't handle, eating less of the sugars, the carbs. So, and in the flip side, you want to actually increase your fat intake. So our bodies are able to work two ways. It's able to work off of fats or sugars. We have to remember back in days when cavemen roamed the earth, they didn't have sugar products. The most sugar products they probably had were some berries that they found on trees. So what they ate mostly was other animals and plants. Animals are mostly protein and fat. So that's what our bodies, or their bodies, were working off of at that time. Now, in retrospect, our bodies are able to work from fat. We just make it work off of sugar. The way that you know that your body is working off of sugar is after you have that meal, after you eat what you eat, and you're done, we say we have the itis. I won't say the other part of it, but we have the itis. That's not a real thing. What that is your body telling you that you ate all this sugar, you loaded it with all this sugar, and now you're crashing. Sugar is considered a drug to me because it's addictive. If you don't give your body goes into shock. It needs it, and your body will tell you to find it. So to me, it's a drug, and that's basically what it's doing to you. You're coming off of your sugar high when you have that itis or that crash, or even after you eat a candy bar or something like that. That's a sugar crash that you're having. When you flip your body and make it work off of fats, that doesn't happen. Those things don't happen. And your body and your brain actually works so much better when it works off of fat. because the fat does the same thing. It energizes you. It keeps you energized. You can pull energy from it. You're actually not as hungry after you eat your lower carb, lower sugar meal. You won't have those crashes. You won't have that feeling. You won't feel as full. You know, after you eat a lot of carbs and sugars, you have that full stuffed feeling. You don't have that feeling when you eat in keto. So those are a lot of the trade-offs from switching your lifestyle. So going back to the way that you need to start shopping is start being more conscious of those labels and the things that you're picking up. Look at things real quick. Look at the carb content of it. Look at the fiber, because remember, you subtract that fiber from those carbs. Carbs may not seem as high as the number that you're just looking at originally. Look at those sugar numbers. I try not to get my sugar numbers up to those double digits. I try to keep those sugar numbers on products low. This peanut butter, for instance, the total sugars in here is 3 grams. This is a reduced sugar ketchup. So the sugars in here is 1 gram. For the low carb tortillas that I showed you earlier, the sugar content in here again is 1 gram. So as you get lower carbs, a lot of times the sugar dips down with it. You can find ice creams that are low carb. Breyers makes a wonderful low carb ice cream that I really enjoy. The taste is true to taste. For me, I always considered myself a foodie, so I like things that are true to taste. So if I get something that's, it says it's a peanut butter, but it tastes like cardboard, I'm not likely to eat it. So I want something that if it says it's peanut butter, it tastes like peanut butter. I'm true to taste. So that Breyers low carb ice cream, really, really good. One of the things I want you to be aware of as you start shopping and replacing your items in your home, again, do not clean out your whole household like I did, your pantry, your refrigerator, and then you turn around and go, what am I going to eat? Start replacing things slowly. So as your bread runs out, replace your bread. I'll give you a good bread substitute. I hate to say substitute, but it's a lower carb, lower sugar bread, and it's really, really tasty. Start changing out your ketchup, your items slowly. Start buying sugar-free jellies. Start buying real butter. Butter should only have cream, milk, and salt. If your butter has anything more than that, it's not butter and it's not helping. You need to have real fat butter. Other things to look for: start buying your bacon. Keep your bacon on hand. Eggs. When you eat eggs, egg whites are wonderful. But if you're eating in this lifestyle, you actually want the fat. So you want to eat the yolk. You want to eat the whole egg. You want to eat the egg white and the yolk. I know you make egg white omelets. Make an omelet, use the whole egg. Thing to remember though, if you're eating in this lifestyle, if you're eating a lot of fats and then you throw in a ton of carbs, you're kind of doing a disservice to yourself, because now you're overloading on more than one thing. Now you're overloading on fat, and then you're overloading on sugar and carbs. So try to remember that if you're eating in this lifestyle and you're eating more fats, that if you kind of start carb loading on top of it and sugar loading on top of the fat loading, now you've added 3 things to your system that makes it a little harder for your system to process. So you can start cutting down on your carbs. Start phasing out some of those higher carb, higher sugar items that you have in your house, and that's the way that you're going to start building into this lifestyle. If you have any questions, please send them. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe, and I'll keep throwing videos on here. I have that pizza video for you. I'm going to load that up. We made a wonderful keto pizza, true to taste. So I'll put that up for you, and really, really easy. All you'll need pretty much are the items that we show you in your oven. So again, not hard at all. You can have that pizza done in probably 10-15 minutes. And the longest part of it is the part is in the oven. All right. Thank you for watching. See you soon.